All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I am one of the yoga instructors here in Yoga for Caregivers. This is our weekly stretch session where we really focus on just getting into the body, stretching you out, getting you ready for the rest of your day and the rest of your week. So, as we move through practice, let's keep in mind our boundaries. Notice, where are you ready to extend into postures? Where do you need to modify and come down to the mat? Or perhaps just find a center posture. Also, keep in mind, I don't often cue water. So, if and when you feel thirsty, of course, please feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us whenever you feel ready. So, whenever you're ready, coming into that comfortable seat, whether your legs are crossed or straight out in front of you, you can be up on a prop like a block or simply down on the floor. And we're going to wiggle back and forth, rooting into our sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Let's inhale, draw our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. One more time, inhale, bring our shoulders forward and up, and then exhale, drop them back and down. Bring your hands into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable, knowing my eyes will remain open here, or just find an unmoving point and soften your gaze. So, the theme for this year, the inspiration for our classes, is drawn from the Native American medicine wheel based on Sun Bear's vision. The medicine wheel teaches us about movement and change and offers us insight that will help us learn and grow. The snow goose is an important symbol for this time of year. It represents the ability to tolerate hardship honestly and at times willingly in order to achieve an important goal. Enduring these hardships may look like establishing new habits to realize a New Year's resolution, or simply acknowledging that sometimes life is hard, but it's just a season. No matter how it materializes in your life, enduring hardship with openness and willingness can lead to decreased suffering and a deeper connection to uncaused joy. So, settling in, taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, filling your belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Another deep inhale, fill belly, lungs, and chest with air. And then slowly exhale that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you feel your belly swell outward and fill full of air here. And then exhale that breath out as you draw the belly button in toward your spine. Inhale as you feel your torso expand and your collarbones gently lift. And then exhale as you feel your shoulders drop down and away from your ears. Inhale air in through your nose, down your throat, filling your lungs. And then exhale that air out the lungs, up the throat, and out the nose. Continue to breathe deeply here, inhaling and exhaling, really noticing the movements of the breath, staying fully present with them. Now, if your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, that's okay. Simply notice the moment that you've gone away and then see if you can come back to the breath, back to focusing on the inhales and exhales. If it makes more sense for you, perhaps incorporating a mantra here. Inhale, I can endure. Exhale, all things. Inhale, I can endure. Exhale, all things. To remain here with our breath for just a few more moments in whatever way best supports you. Take one more deep inhale here. Set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here, setting that intention with the heart and the mind. And then exhale that breath out, set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Nice work. All right. If you're sitting on a prop, we're going to go ahead and remove that out to the side so it's out of the way, coming into your comfortable seat here. And then we'll inhale, bring our arms up overhead here, and then take that left arm, cross it in front of the body, and either grab the right knee or the thigh. And then exhale, lean over to the left as you reach through those right fingers, seated side bend. So just a little extra twist through the spine here, but it's a really nice opening through that right side body. So breathe deeply, feel that side body expand out to the right. Notice those intercostals starting to open up. Shrug the right shoulder down onto the back. Good. Another breath here. Good. And then we inhale, return to center, bring that left arm tall. Exhale, cross that right arm in front of the body, grab the knee or grab that thigh. Exhale, lean on over to the right here. So again, feel that pull open through that left side body this time, just a slight twist in the spine as we do this. Top shoulder shrug down onto the back and breathing. And then inhale, go ahead, come back up into center. Drop those hands down to the mat, roll over the knees or kick your feet out to the side. And let's come into a tabletop position. So our hands are beneath our shoulders, our knees are beneath our hips, and the tops of the feet are on the floor. We're going to inhale, sink the belly, lift the head and the hips, looking toward the sky. And then exhale, press the mat away as you come into cat here. Inhale into cow as you sink the belly, squeeze those shoulder blades down onto the back. And then exhale into cat as you feel the shoulder blades separate, move the chest towards the pelvis. Inhale into cow, nice and deep. Feel that decompression in the low back. And then exhale into cat. Feel into that opening in the upper back. One more round each side. Inhale into a nice deep cow. Here, look up. Feel that pull through the neck. And then exhale into cat as you really curve the throat the other way. Good. Inhale, let's come into neutral. Now we're going to plant that right hand on the mat here and then inhale, sweep tall with that left arm, tabletop twist. So notice here, we don't want our hips jutting out to the left. So if you're like this, go ahead, bring those hips in line with the knees, focus on rotating open through the spine. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, thread the needle. So lower your left shoulder to the floor, side of the head down to the mat. Now you can stay here. You can take that right arm, sweep it around behind you and tuck it to the inside of the left thigh. It's an option, not a requirement. Really feel that twist through the spine, opening through that left shoulder here, the outside of that left arm. Kind of press into that left knee on the mat. All right, inhale, release. Bring that right hand back down to the mat. Press into that right hand. Inhale, we sweep tall with that left arm. And then exhale, we come back down to the mat. So opposite side here, plant into that left arm. Inhale, sweep tall with that right arm, tabletop twist. Again, checking with the hips. Are you at a slant? If you are, hips in line with knees, reaching up toward the sky. Deep inhale. And then exhale, we thread the needle, lower that right shoulder down to the floor, side of the head to the mat. So again, stay here if you'd like. Option, left arm comes around behind you and tucks toward the inside of that right thigh. Gently press into that right knee down into the mat. Feel the twist through the spine, opening through the outside of that right arm now. Breathing. Inhale, let's go ahead and come down to the mat. Press into that left hand, sweep that right arm tall, reach toward the sky. Exhale, that hand comes down here. Nice work. Now, plant into those hands, tuck the toes on the inhale, on the exhale, lift your hips right into a down dog. Nice deep inhale here. Nice deep exhale. Heels are reaching toward the floor. We're shrugging our shoulders down onto our back. Really press the chest toward the thighs here. So you're creating that nice triangle shape with your body. All 10 pads of the fingers are gently gripping the mat here. Let's take a couple nice deep breaths. One more deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. On the next inhale, let's go ahead, come into our plank here. So talking about enduring things, we're going to hold this here for 10 seconds. So engaging the core, balls of the feet are beneath the heels. Our hands are beneath our shoulders. If you need to modify, drop those knees down to the mat. All right, starting now, 10, 9, 8, breathing here, staying engaged to the core, 4, 3, 2, inhale, exhale, bend at the elbows. Let's lower all the way down to the mat and untuck the toes. Nice work here. All right. Inhale, plant those elbows beneath the shoulders. Press the forearms down into the mat. Lift the gaze and torso coming into your sphinx. So the shoulders are down. We're drawing the elbows in toward the body. Our gaze is forward and strong here. Release the glutes if you're squeezing them. Tops of the feet are on the floor. Let's breathe. All right, deep inhale here. And then exhale, let's go ahead and come back down to the mat. Hands beneath shoulders, using knees or pressing straight up. Let's tuck those toes and then inhale, come into your plank before exhaling into your down dog. Nice one. Inhale, we sweep that right leg tall, flex the foot, press through the heel. Good. Now, breathing here, this may be a challenging posture, but you can endure all things. So let's breathe here. Inhale, bend the knee, look up between the hands. Let's step that right foot forward here. Good. And then turn the back heel down. Now, if you have a block, you're welcome to bring that to the inside of the ankle on any one of its sides. But we're going to take our right hand and bring it to the inside of our ankle here. So notice how my leg and my arm are right in line. It can be on a block or it can just be down on the mat. If that's inaccessible here, you can also bring your forearm or the outside of it to the top of the knee. We're going to inhale, sweep that left arm down toward the mat and then forward and up, coming to our extended side angle. So wherever you find yourself, this can be a challenging practice or a challenging posture. So remember, we can endure all things, and let's breathe here together. Think about sinking into that front knee, staying strong through the legs, rotating that top shoulder back so we're nice and open through our chest. Reaching through those top fingers, but hand can be on the hip if this is better for your shoulder. Notice what's right for you here today. Inhale. Good. Exhale, top hand down to the mat. Woo, releasing here. We're going to drop that back knee down and untuck the toes. Now, you may want to keep your prop nearby. I'm going to set mine off to the side here, okay? So a couple options. We're bringing our hands to the inside of our foot, and then we're going to heel toe our foot, so just a little bit wider than our right hip. So you're going to heel toe it out to the right. Now, if you're kind of lifted up like this, go ahead and sink your hips down. We want a nice deep bend in that knee, and knee is over ankle here. So we're planted on our hands. Welcome to lizard. Now, we talked about enduring all things. This can be a challenging posture. It is very intense. So, if you'd like to stay here, feel free to do so. We're nice deep stretch in that left hip flexor and feeling it in that right hip. Couple options here. If that foot wants to roll onto its outside edge, showing off the sole of the foot, you're welcome to do that. You can also come down onto the forearms on a prop like a block, or you can come straight down onto the mat on your forearms. Going to deepen that stretch pretty quick here. So notice what feels right for you. And then let's take a couple deep breaths here together. Remembering you can endure all things. You can breathe through this intensity. You can breathe through whatever is present here. All right, we're going to inhale, bring ourselves back up onto our hands. We endured all things. Tuck the back toes, lift the back leg, and then step right back into that three-legged dog. Move that right leg around in a couple circles in one direction, and then in the other. Good. Before lowering that foot down. Even out in down dog here. Maybe wiggle the hips. Let's take a nice deep inhale here. And then exhale that breath out. All right, opposite side. Inhale, we sweep that left leg tall, three-legged dog. Again, holding this posture for just a couple breaths, enduring any challenge you may experience here. Breathing. All right, inhale, bend the knee. Look up between the hands. Step that foot up between your hands here. Good. Back heel turns down. Now, again, if you want to grab your block, you're welcome to. You can also just go ahead and bring your forearm on top of the thigh here. It's whatever you prefer. It's whatever feels good. We're keeping that arm and leg in line with one another. Back heel is down. Good. Now inhale, sweep that back arm down toward the floor and bring it up over the ear, bicep over the ear here, coming into extended side angle. So we're sinking those hips down. We've got a nice deep bend in our knee. We're rotating our top shoulder and hip backwards so we're nice and open through the torso. And then we're breathing here in this power posture. All right. Inhale, top hand comes on down to the mat. Drop that back knee down and untuck the toes. Nice work. Again, either keep the block nearby or get rid of it. It's whatever you prefer here. So hands are to the inside of our left foot. We're going to heel to our foot to the left slightly, opening up our stance a little bit here. So our foot is wider than our hips here. Yeah. Now, again, you can be right here. If the hips are up, go ahead, sink the hips down to the floor. Ooh, nice deep opening in that right hip flexor this time, opening in that left hip. So you are welcome to stay right here. Again, you can use your props or just come straight down onto the mat for that deeper posture. It's going to be deep. It's going to be intense. So wherever you find yourself breathing, noticing how this feels as compared to the other side, noticing what challenge you're experiencing here. Let's breathe. All right, we inhale, come on up onto our hands. We've endured, we're ready to stretch it out. Tuck the back toes, lift that back leg, step back into your three-legged dog. Move that leg around in a couple circles in one direction, and then in the other. Good. Before lowering that foot down to the floor. Take a nice deep inhale here. Nice deep exhale. One more inhale. And then exhale, we drop the knees here, untuck the toes, come into a seated position. We're actually going to come straight on down onto our back. So if you need a towel off, grab a drink of water, put on socks or a jacket for final relaxation. Now is your moment to do so. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice. Okay. So coming on down onto your back, going to tuck those knees into the chest, wrap the arms around yourself, give yourself a little squeeze. A practice well done here. Maybe rock from side to side, get a little roly-poly action in, little low back massage. And that can be a nice release after such a deep hip stretch. Good. And then coming into stillness, we'll drop those soles of the feet down to the floor here and then start to make our way into final relaxation. So you've got lots of options. You can remain right here if this feels good. You can allow the knees to fall open wide for reclined bound angle, soles of the feet together. You can extend one leg for fallen tree, or you can extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. Find that comfortable position for your arms, wherever that may be. There's no limit. And if it feels better for you, you can always lay on your side or even just come into a seated position if you prefer. It's whatever you choose. This is your final relaxation here today. So as you come into this position, I invite you to notice here, what is the breath doing? We're no longer controlling it. We're allowing it to settle into its own rhythm and its own cadence. So as you do that, begin to notice how fast or slow it has become, how deep or shallow, and just notice the quality of each breath on the inhales, the quality of each breath on the exhales. Notice that rise and fall of your belly. Notice that rise and fall of your chest. Allow yourself just to be present with your breath, noticing sensations throughout your body as you lay here. Now, if the mind wanders off, it gets caught up with thinking or whatever's happening after this practice, it's okay. It happens to the best of us. Notice the moment where you've gone away and then see if you can come back to the breath. Just come back to focusing on the inhales and the exhales. Now, if it makes sense for you, perhaps reincorporating our mantra we use at the beginning of our practice. Inhale, I can endure. Exhale, all things. Inhale, I can endure. Exhale, all things. Simply remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you. I'm going to get quiet so you can have these final few moments of practice to yourself. Please know I'm watching the time and I respect yours, and I will let you out of this posture before the end of practice. So lean back, let go. Just rest right here with your breath. Letting go gives rise to joy and happiness. We're still caught in many things. We're not happy and joyful because we haven't been able to let go. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through your nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling your breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Move ankles and wrists, arms and legs, gently waking your body up. When it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pause there, arm or hand beneath the head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answered the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here, and then exhale, let that breath go. Make your way on up into a seated position as we close out our practice together today. So finding that comfortable seat, rooting into the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, we bring the shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees in your lap or at heart center, closing your eyes if you'd like. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies that allow us to do so many things, including yoga. Thank you all so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much again for joining me here with Yoga for Caregivers for this weekly stretch session. I'm here every Wednesday at 9 a.m., so make sure to mark your calendars, set an alarm, tell everyone you know, join me for practice. I love teaching, even if I can't see you directly. You can find Yoga for Caregivers on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. Yep, YouTube, where you can get access to all of our volunteer resources and practices that will support you in your health and well-being. Thank you so much for joining me here today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope you have a delightful rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye.